In today's video, I'm going to be hunting turkeys up in Maine with my dad's 10-gauge double barrel shotgun. This is the shotgun that he used all the time when I was a little tyke. He's gotten quite a few turkeys with this, and a few of them with me as well. I believe I've only actually shot this gun once, and even then I can't remember if I actually did or I wimped out, because this thing has quite the kick to it. And the bump stock is quite old, and it's no longer foam, and it's just a hard piece of plastic pretty much. My dad stopped using this gun years and years ago, probably over a decade ago, just because it's really heavy and incredibly front heavy too, because the barrel is just hard metal and the stock is just really light wood, so it's really front heavy, and this barrel is quite long. But I figured I might as well give it a go, hunt with something a little different than my usual 12 gauge and the 410 that I was using earlier this year. So I'm gonna set up a turkey target downrange, probably about 40 yards, because I'm not sure I'm gonna shoot this more than once. I don't have a lot of rounds and I don't want to waste any in case I need them for the turkeys in the coming days. All right, so I got a piece of wood with a turkey target way down there downrange. I don't know if you can see it. Where is it? Oh, okay, there it is. It's right there. About 40 yards from here, that's where I'm gonna start off on. Here's one of the shot shells. I don't know if you can tell how much bigger that is than a 12 gauge. It's a little bit bigger. It's not like super big compared to it. But let's load up and see how this does at 40 yards. All right, first round. Ow! Well, I saw the whole piece of wood rock back and forth when I shot, so yeah, that's definitely a dead turkey. I can see all the shot shells here. That's an amazing spread, actually. Yeah, but I'd put that kick right on par with a 12 gauge with a sabot slug, a 3-inch sabot slug in there. Oh yeah, a dead turkey for sure. Not as many pellets in the neck and brain as I would. Oh no, definitely, it's good enough. There we go, as you can see, 2 in the brain, quite a few in the neck, and down on the body as well. Definitely a dead turkey at 40 yards. I decided I'm gonna shoot another one. I'm gonna shoot one at 30 just because I want to see how much closer that spread is at 30 versus 40. All right, 30 yards, see how this does. Okay, yeah, that's enough. Well, that shot spread was definitely better that time. Shot a little bit to the left, but still a dead turkey. Actually, surprisingly, I don't know what happened on this side. That must be from the water, something that ripped right through it. But there's a couple of them in the vertebrae. Actually, most of them missed the head, surprisingly. And he's still dead with the shots down in the neck there. But honestly, I was expecting it to do a little bit better than that. Oh well, he'll still kill him. I'm gonna be hunting for 3 days, 2 whole days in the morning of the 3rd day. Weather's supposed to be really nice, maybe a little bit too nice. It's supposed to be 90 the first day, 85 the second, and like 65, 70 on the 3rd day, which makes me believe that the bugs are gonna be horrendous up there. But all right, let's get to Maine.
All right, good morning, everybody. So it is a hair after 2 a.m. right now, May 18th. I just made it up to Maine. My original plan was to get a few hours sleep after work when I got home at 10:30, 11, and then head out here to get here at first light, but I really wasn't that tired at all, so I decided to just make the trip early and get here before first light. So my plan for the first morning is right at daybreak. I'm gonna head out on top of this hill and just sit there and listen for a while. Maybe do some owl hoots up there and see if I can hear a bird gobble. If I do hear a bird gobble, I'm gonna try to pursue that bird. And if I don't, I'm just gonna walk around calling occasionally and see if I can find anything this morning before I go and set up camp midday. But as I said, got a couple hours before I'm gonna head out there. Planning on heading out there probably around 4:15, 4:30, somewhere in there, since legal shooting light is just around 4:45. So I'm gonna get a few things packed and I'm gonna take a couple hour power nap, but I'll see you all in a couple hours.
I just heard one gobble way back where I just came from. Yeah, he just gobbled over there. He's talking. I'm gonna head that way. Give one more call here, see if there's a closer one. He's way out there. All right, let's go for it. All right, I just had another one gobble the opposite direction where the other turkey was, and he's much closer. I just started to turn around, gave a couple crow calls. And, this one's a lot closer, so I'm gonna go try after this one. He's way down there. Well, he just gobbled again, and he's, sounds like he's getting further out, so I'm gonna pack up quick, make a move, an aggressive move to get close to him. He's not gobbling often, but just enough to know about where he is, so let's get on it. Alright, well, it's been about 45 minutes, an hour, something like that, since I last heard that bird gobble. No more sign of him, so did a few more calls, every 15 or so minutes, and no response, so I think I'm going to pack up and see if I can find a more responsive bird and just keep a mark on this location and possibly come back to him later in the day. But there's a hen calling up the clearing up here. So I might start heading that way and see if I can locate that first bird that I heard this morning, or a different one. Starting to get hot out already. It's supposed to be 90 degrees today. Seems to be a trend for me when I come up here for the spring turkey season, that it's 85, 90 degrees every day, which isn't ideal, but I would take that over 40-degree weather or rainy weather, so I won't complain. But haven't heard any more gobbles yet. Hopefully that'll change as the morning progresses. I'm just gonna do a big loop back up to the general area where I heard that turkey again this morning, and I'm just gonna loop my way back along different paths that I think that first bird that I heard might be on. We shall see. Easy enough. I just got a reply. Of course, I had this camera off. He's down the ways, back where I originally started, kind of. So I'm gonna set up somewhere over here. I don't know where yet.
Yes! Oh, oh, that's a huge one. Whew. Let's go. God, look at that's a beautiful tom.
Let's go. That was awesome. That worked perfectly. Turkey down with the 10 gauge double barrel. Man, it's probably a good 40 yards for me. He was hanging out there looking at the hen decoy, and I could see his head pop up because I think he saw me move to like look up above the brush to get a shot at him. So I had to take the shot at the distance it was. Nice big tom, beautiful spurs on him. I don't even know what time it is, probably like 10:30, something like that, 10:30, 11, somewhere in there. I'm willing to bet that that is the turkey that I heard this morning initially, the first one, that I didn't end up pursuing. Because I found his tracks in the mud over here, heading up this way. And I heard him gobbling way down the line that way, down by where I parked before I started this whole loop. So I heard him gobble. So I got everything set up as quickly as I could. And I didn't hear him gobble during that whole ordeal. And then I call again, and he's less than half the distance that he was initially. So I was like, he's coming, he's coming. And it didn't take any more than a minute from that point, I don't think. That's what it felt like anyway, before I saw him walking up through the brush. Then he popped a strut. Eventually you guys could see him in there. All right, so here's my setup. I was set up, you can see it, it's the big oak tree about 40 yards back that way. 30 yards back that way. The hen decoy is right here on the road, and he is 10 yards behind her, right in the woods right here. All right, he stopped twitching. He actually didn't last long twitching compared to a lot of the other birds that I've gotten. And here he is. Nice beard on him. A lot of his beard's actually fallen out. I don't know if I hit it. I must have hit it with a pellet or something to cause that. 10 gauge shell, a lot bigger than a 12. Big old hooks on this one. It's a nice bird. Beautiful tom. Awesome. I will say one thing though, holding this gun barrel up for as long as I did got tiring. I am not used to that whatsoever. Here's this beautiful tom. Awesome. Awesome day. Only the first day of 3, and you get one more turkey, so I think there's a good chance. I'll at least get on another one. Beautiful. Sweet. Beautiful tom. Beautiful day up here in Maine. It's already like 85 degrees. It's super hot out, so I got to get this guy processed up sooner rather than later. I'm going to get the tag on him, and I'm going to get him back to the car. Go grab some lunch, go set up camp, and take care of him. Alright, so it's just about 1 o'clock now. I just got the turkey all processed up and in the cooler. So I'm on my family's property now where I'm going to be camping out on. Very rarely do I ever hear turkeys out here during the spring season anymore. Back in my youth days, we could come out here and we could hear like 3, 4, 5 different birds gobbling in every which direction. But now you're lucky if you even hear one of them. But figured might as well give it a shot. Walk up the road and back, do some calling. Maybe I'll get lucky and strike up a bird. But I also have a trail camera out here that I left out here last November during the deer season that I'm also going to retrieve. So, gonna multitask here, do some calling, see if I can find a turkey out here and get that trail camera. So, let's see how it goes. Alright, well, still there. As you can see, this is the big swamp right here. So it's right on the edge of the swamp. Now, if there was anything cool on it, I'll show you guys now. Well, all right, as I expected, a lot of deer, a couple turkeys, some coyotes, and for the most part, that's pretty much it. But anyway, let me get camp set up quick, and then we'll head out and try to get that second turkey. All right, it's right around 3 o'clock now. I'm coming in from the backside from where I came in this morning. So I'm gonna be shooting straight down through the woods straight to the spot that that bird was gobbling. So I'm gonna get, I don't know, barely an eyesight of the little gas line strip there. Give some calls, make sure he's not in the general vicinity super close. And as long as he doesn't respond and if I don't see him, I'll set the decoy out and I'll just spend the evening out here waiting to see if he comes in or listening for him to see where they roost for tonight. Alright, good morning everyone. It's a little dark out still, so you can barely see me, but oh well, last night didn't go quite as I planned. I fell asleep within the first 10 minutes of being out there and woke up an hour later. And I could tell with how tired I was, that was how the rest of the evening was going to go as well. So I made the decision just to go back to camp and catch up on some sleep. Because sitting out there and being asleep the whole time was no way to get a turkey. It was a good way to have him walk right in on the decoy and me not even be awake to see it. So I'm out in the same spot that I was yesterday afternoon. Gonna walk around and see if I can find a bird that's gobbling on the roost. Starting to get light out right now, so it shouldn't be too long before they start flying down. So gonna finish getting packed up and let's head out to the woods. Set up right here.
Alright, well, I haven't heard that turkey gobble again for a while. When I was in my last setup, he wasn't gobbling at me at all over there either. Yeah, I just gobbled once at a crow, and he was down the hill this way. I've been sitting here for probably, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, and he hasn't spoken again, so... Last I heard him, he was continuing walking down that way, so... I'm willing to bet he's not going to come back up this way for me. So, I think what I'm going to do is just going to pack up, and I'm going to go try to locate that second bird that I was also hearing this morning further up behind me here. Hopefully he's also responsive and actually comes into range, unlike this fella. Alright, it's about 4:30 in the afternoon now. I've been walking and calling for hours now, and have not struck up a bird anywhere. I saw 2 hens, got one of them on film, but other than that, nothing. So, my plan for the rest of the afternoon is the same thing that it was yesterday, before I ended up falling asleep and giving up. I'm going to be heading out to where I heard that further off bird gobbling, and I'm just going to set up in that general area where I think he was, call occasionally, and just wait it out until 1, either he comes in or a different bird comes in, or 2, I hear one off in the distance that isn't coming to me, and I can make a move on him. So I'm gonna make it up to the spot that I plan on sitting, and I'll see you guys when I'm set up, or if I hear a turkey prior to that. Alright, well, it's 8 o'clock now. I haven't heard any gobbles. It's hard to hear anything with the wind, really. If a bird did fly up, unless it was super close to me, I don't think I'd be able to hear it. I'm gonna get up and just walk a hair up the line here and see if I can see one in the road or hear one gobble down that way, and then I'm gonna head out of here. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do tomorrow morning. I'm not sure if I'm gonna head to the same spot that I was this morning, or where I was the day before and just walk up the line. One of the two, probably. I'm not sure which, though. Alright, back at camp. Had to take a little detour because there was an accident on the road, and up here in Maine there's not a whole lot of quick detours to get to places, so I don't know what time it is now. It's probably 9:45. Gonna be up bright and early tomorrow to go after these birds again, so I'll see you guys in the morning. Alright, well, I'm up about 15 minutes earlier than I was yesterday. It's windier than I thought it was gonna be, but it's clear skies, so hopefully the birds are at least gobbling on the roost so I can determine where they are. I think I'm just going to go to the same exact spot that I went yesterday. I think that's my plan. I'm going to hope that the turkey that was roosted there yesterday is roosted in a different spot this morning, so that I can actually make it down onto the gas line and set up there rather than up in the woods. Because ideally that's what I wanted to do yesterday, but I couldn't because the turkey was roosted right there, and he would have seen me if I went any further down. So, gonna finish getting packed up. Let's head down there. Alright, well, I had to move spots because I got parked, was getting ready, and a truck blew past me and parked 100 yards up the line and cut me off from where I was going. So, don't be that guy. But the first spot I just checked, I just did an owl hoot off the road here. There's a turkey gobbling right up in the woods here, so I'm gonna get my stuff packed, figure out where I'm gonna set up, and get set up down in the woods here. Well, I have lost that turkey. It took him forever to come off that roost. I was sitting there calling for 2 hours, which was like an hour and a half after sunrise before he finally came down. Had that Jake yelping down in his direction as well. He wouldn't fully commit either, which I think there was like a little swamp or a little creek or something there, so they didn't really want to cross it to come on my side. But when that tom did start coming my way, after his closest gobble, I did see a head bobbing in range, but I couldn't tell what it was, and I only saw it for about 2 seconds, if that. So I have no idea if that was him or if it was a different bird. I don't know if he saw something he didn't like and that's why he looped back and went away. I realized I probably wasn't going to see him sitting in the spot I was, so I did a big loop and came up this big hill that he was up on top of. I'm assuming these are probably the pine trees he was roosted in. And I tried to call him on the same level as him, but it didn't work. By the time I got up here, I could just barely hear the Jake yelping way off this way, heading down toward the road. And then I gave a few crow calls, as you guys saw, and I did hear him twice, both times I called, down this hill, going down toward the road where I thought they were going. So I cut some distance and started calling, sat down, but to no avail, didn't work out. Haven't heard him since, so I think it's safe to assume that this one got away. That was crazy though. I have never seen a bird sit on the roost as long as that guy did. I was sitting up along a power line over there, and what I expected him to do was pitch off this hill and land straight out into the power line, and then he would walk up to me, but it's not how it worked. It's the last day for me. I have until about noon time before I'm gonna head out. So I've got about 4 more hours to find a different turkey. So I guess I'm gonna walk around and see if I can find another. And I might have lost my hat too, or left it at one of the trees. Go give that a look too. Well, I think I see why that turkey didn't want to come down this hill. It's more like a cliff. I don't know if that does justice, but I'm halfway up a lot of these big pine trees. That's got to be a nice 40-50 foot drop right there, because I was set up somewhere right down here. Alright, well, just about 11 o'clock now, and I have not heard or seen any more turkeys. I've tried multiple different spots, new spots for this week, and spots that I've already been to, and there's nothing anywhere. So I'm up by camp now. I'm gonna go pick it up and head on out of here. So unless I hear a turkey gobbling while I'm picking up camp, that's probably gonna be it for this one. So overall, I'm super happy with the 10 gauge. This is the first time I've actually gotten a kill with it. The only downsides I really see are that it's real heavy and real awkward how the weight's positioned on it. Because as I said before, the stock is really lightweight wood and the barrel is super long and heavy metal. So it kind of is front heavy, which makes it kind of awkward to carry around on your shoulder because it always wants to just tip backwards. And when you're lifting it up to shoot, because again, the front just wants to go down. But overall, I'm happy with it. I mean, it's a great gun for long range shooting like the tom that I got. That tom was probably 40 yards out there and it had no problem knocking him down. I wasn't even concerned with whether or not I was going to, because 10 gauge shotgun with full choke, it's gonna knock it down. But as I said, gonna go pick up camp unless anything happens while I'm picking up camp. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all next time.